There goes the green light and they're racing, and Borders Man was being driven off the arm, going with a Tap the Keg, and they declare each other on early doors. They were followed out deep on the track, Lombo Heaven, Modernero's back on the inner, and they were followed then by Miss Ayla. Further afield then to Lady in Waiting, who's just caught a little deep into that first turn, is looking to slot one off the inside. Further back in the field then is Slingshot, Band 6 Chiquita, and last of all is Ideally Fast. That's the order as they run down the home stretch now. 2 to go, a mile left to run, and the leader is Tap the Keg. It got across to lead Borders Man, and that forces Lombo Heaven, race favourite, to do it in the breeze. They were followed next of all as they work out of the straight by Montenero. Into the 1-1 is Lady in Waiting, and they were followed by Miss Ayla, Band 6, well back Chiquita, and then Slingshot, who's racing on the inside, and Ideally Fast whips them in. Lead time was 37.2 as they run down the back, and Tap the Keg led, getting a little closer. Lombo Heaven at the leader's wheel now, and almost to the girth of this leader. Third is Borders Man, and fourth on the outside Lady in Waiting. The next one then is Montenero. Band 6 is 3 back in the running line, and it's covering up Miss Ayla. Third to last as they run down the side Chiquita, and the last couple now were Slingshot and Ideally Fast. First quarter, last mile 30.5, and in that pattern they work into the home straight now, and they'll get the bell lap to go, and the leader is Tap the Keg with Lombo Heaven up on the outside second. Getting a little closer now, Borders Man third. Ideally Fast from the back takes off, looks to flush something out. Nothing's come out yet. In the meantime, Lady in Waiting's in the 1-1, and they were followed the inside Modernero, Band 6, Chiquita, Miss Ayla, and Slingshots last of all, and they really start to bunch as they head to the 600. 30.4 for the second quarter, 60.9 for the half. Lombo Heaven, Tap the Keg, and now moving up strongly on the outside to get into the fight now and bring fresh legs into the race as Ideally Fast. Lady in Waiting is under a heavy drive. Back on the inside, Modernero, and then came a break in the field. Then Modernero, Borders Man just ahead of it, and Band 6 heads the remainder. 3 across the track. Tap the Keg, Lombo Heaven, and Ideally Fast as heads were turned for home. Lombo Heaven in the middle. Ideally Fast down the outside. Staying on well as Tap the Keg. It's still in the middle. Lombo Heaven. Lombo Heaven now starts to forge away, and Lombo Heaven beats Ideally Fast, Tap the Keg, Borders Man. They're your first four. Then Modernero, Band 6, Slingshot, Miss Ayla, Lady in Waiting, and Chiquita never came into it. It finished last. Last quarter, 29.4, 158.3 the rate.